The last few weeks or so, we've had several conversations on the show about stress, anxiety. Why can't we just be relaxed? Have you ever thought what really is going on? Well, viewers, let's just try this out. Try just taking out half a day for not doing anything, especially not looking into any of the gadgets that are with you. Not your laptop, not your television sets, not your phone, certainly. And get a sense of how you feel after that. My guess is that you're going to be extremely restless. That, viewers, is some kind of addiction. It is called digital addiction. All of us are suffering from some kind of digital addiction at different degrees. And in this episode of Health 360, we'll recognize addiction and we'll also find solutions for it. What is digital addiction? How to recognize this? Not just adults, even kids nowadays are seeking help, seeking therapy for this kind of addiction, including addiction to pornography. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a dystopic reality, and it is by any yardstick a growing epidemic. We are all hooked. Admit it, deny it, and this means serious trouble. We are slaves to our gadgets. The addiction has not even spared the young ones.
During this pandemic, there was a shift in the routine life of everyone, and even for my child, when the online classes started, in this 2 years, the first year he was fine, but as and when the screen time got increased, so he started shifting the screens during the classes to see some gaming videos during the classes. I could see that like his craving for that, like asking for mobile, it became more. He used to become arrogant, sometimes aggressive, and later it started being physical. Maybe like screaming, it may be screaming or hitting the walls, something like that, behavioral changes.
Is this how people around you behave all the time? Their heads down into their phones, the relationship with the gadget not broken even during meal times. Well, does this happen to you often? Lost in the real world, only present in the virtual? Are you one of those people who can't do without your phones? You have a relationship only with your gadgets and your screens and not with your friends and family members? Therapy and de-addiction to recover from technology addiction is fast catching up in India, given the situation we've found ourselves in. But what exactly is addiction to gadgets?
A lot of this watching screen all the single time is just illuminating our brains quite a lot. You've seen a Christmas tree all lit up? Our brain has a lot of these neuropaths. So every time you see a stimulus, some neuropath gets lit up. And when we are watching screens, it's so stimulating. These games, these video games, these vlogs and these reels that are going on for every 1 minute, something keeps getting stimulated for you all. So a lot of neuropaths are getting lit. So if you see a brain scan of a child, it looks like a Christmas tree all lit up. So it becomes very difficult for someone with such an excited brain to cool themselves down, to calm themselves down. So yes, this is an epidemic.
Addiction, doctors say, cause long-term problems as well as short-term. In kids, it leads to virtual autism, a development disorder.
Our brains, our minds, our entire personality is getting shaped in that manner wherein we get everything right away. There's instant gratification for everything. And interestingly, instant gratification wala jo aspect hai, ideally and originally, little kids, a 6-month-old, a 7-month-old, that child, because his personality is not developed, functions on instant gratification. He wants milk, he wants it right now. If he soiled his pants, he needs a change right now, whether it's 2 o'clock in the night or 3 o'clock in the night. And we adults also, somehow, because of this overuse of technology, have become like that. We want instant gratification.
Counseling children as young as 4 and 5 years of age is the new normal, say doctors.
So, one last thing we'll do. You have made this beautiful collage. We are going to look at this collage.
The pandemic has only aggravated the situation.
Stop and give up the screen.
People have started associating use of digital devices whenever they are free, whenever they are feeling bored, whenever there's nothing to do special. and then nothing to do specials get converted into what we call scrolling syndromes. They keep scrolling their mobile phone for X number of hours, and which makes them excessive user, and sometimes it takes away the attention they have supposed to give to other important tasks they are not able to do, or they postpone it.
While it is easier to get them involved in other activities and help break the chain of addiction, in adults the problem, including addiction to pornography, gets only aggravated with lack of acknowledgement until health problems crop up.
Since last 4 to 5 years, I have been involved in active pornography. Now this problem has become very frequent that I am not able to focus on my job works. I am not able to connect myself with my family, and mostly on my psychological distress. So it is affecting my day-to-day lifestyle also. That is where I have recognized this problem.
A few weeks ago, over 1,000 members of the Jain community deposited their phones and went on a digital fast. You heard that right, a digital fast to cleanse the soul and purify your mind. How many of us can do that? There are some ways to break free and be normal again. In New Delhi, Sneha Murdani for India Today. Are you dealing with the problem of online addiction for gaming, or is your child dealing with these problems? There are various surveys that show that many parents in urban India are battling this crisis at home, trying to get their child unhooked when it comes to online gaming. Many of them are addicted. Research and survey also reflect on what this can do to your child's mental and physical health. Take a look.
Addiction to mobile phones, gaming, all be at different degrees, it is a problem plaguing almost every family nowadays. Kids who simply won't get off the phones, much to the dismay of their parents. Pankaj Gupta is one of them. His 8-year-old son and 4-year-old nephew both have battled addiction.
जब से ये कोरोना काल चला है, ऑनलाइन क्लासेस का प्रोग्राम जब से चला है, उसकी वजह से बच्चों को मोबाइल एडिक्शन लगा है. उसके बाद भी स्कूल वालों ने जैसे ऑनलाइन प्रोसेस रखा है अपना चालू, तो बच्चों को मोस्टली वर्कआउट जो है मोबाइल के कारण मिलता है, उसी कारण इनको मोबाइल एडिक्शन पड़ा है.
The addiction is to the level of the 4-year-old being able to unlock the phone and download games.
छोटे वाला है जो वो सोने के बाद मोस्टली लगता है, तो वो भी कई बार जैसे माँ बाप की आँख खुलती है, पता चलता है कि हाँ मोबाइल में लगा हुआ है. हमें कुछ भी नहीं करना पड़ता, बच्चे अपने आप ही सब कुछ कर लेते हैं. अच्छा. मोबाइल पे गेम्स डाउनलोड कर लेना, उसको चलाना, सब सीख जाते हैं अपने आप ही करते करते.
Experts say here are the signs to watch out to gauge if the child is addicted. The telltale signs are thinking about gaming all the time, losing interest in other activities, unable to quit playing or reduce screen time, using gaming to ease bad moods. It is no secret that mobile phones and gaming addiction is depriving kids of their childhood. The addiction, however, is hard to get rid of, but not impossible.
Self-guard young people on the interface that they have. I think that all of us have a role to play. Rather than just saying and telling a young person, don't use the phone, don't be online, don't play a game. I don't think that's the option here. The option should be effective usage of time and mindful about the content that you are absorbing and ensuring there is enough skill set that you have, that you don't get the negative impact of what you're observing.
As of now, it looks like each and every lower middle class or middle class household in the country has one or multiple such devices. Kids growing up with such technology are getting addicted to it. Living in virtual reality is actually hampering their mental and physical growth, and this is a major cause of concern. With Sneha Murdani and Nasir Khan, this is Abhishek Anand reporting for India Today.
Now, we are not asking you to log off just completely. Just do things in moderation. Small tips to reduce your screen time to help you feel more relaxed, less stressed, and normal once again. Most people believe that logging off means complete breakup with your gadget. That is actually not the case. We totally believe that technology has made things simple for us, and a step-by-step detox is only what we need. So here's us showing you how to do it and not just saying it. Your 10-step guide on how to detox. Your days begin with looking into your phone, does it not? And ends with looking into your phone. That should not be the case.
You need about 45 minutes to an hour break between the last digital interface, which is interactive or which involves, let's say, watching a show on television or news for that matter. Anything that you've seen, you need to have a gap. Why? Because when you are seeing something on the screen or interacting or texting or browsing, this interactive digital interface gives you a sense of stimulation. It interferes with the relaxation the mind requires before sleep.
If you need an alarm, use it, not your phone. Instead, choose to spend the first 30 minutes on yourself, your tea, coffee, even just doing nothing. But certainly not looking into your phone. Here are things you must do with your phone's settings. Keep messages notification off, which means each time I have an email or message, I don't get a beep, nor do I see the notification pop up.
You are making an important presentation, you have an examination, you're doing something important. At that moment, is your mobile phone off or on? It's off. Why is it off? Because you don't want to be distracted by a message, by a notification. So I think it's very important for people to keep your notifications off when you are doing a task. Complete the task, go back on the phone, no problems to that, and then get back on your work. It's important not to keep worrying or thinking, have I missed a sound, have I missed a notification? We all need to understand, for successful completion of a task, one thing at a time before you move to the next one.
Designate rooms in the house where the phone use is not going to be allowed. Tough, but try it. Maybe your bedroom. Put your phone away while eating. Try not looking into the TV or any other screen.
Mindful eating would mean that while you are eating, take it slow, enjoy the aspect that you are eating. Don't try and do something else at that time that you wouldn't even know what you are having at that time. So no television, no reading. I feel eating should be a family time together where you can have comfortable conversations and you can focus on the food as well. Be mindful that 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour needs to be a very positive experience for you.
There are different ways of reducing your screen time. For example, if you like reading news, try reading from a newspaper instead of using from your phone. A lot of people nowadays only use the phone to get some information. Use the newspaper instead. Also, if you want to read a book, try reading an actual book instead of reading from a Kindle. You could read a magazine. Everything. Discover the joy of reading from a newspaper, a magazine, or a book. Just rediscover this instead of reading off a digital device. So how does one log off? Limit yourself to one screen at a time. Spring clean your social media accounts. Use apps to bolster self-control. Don't charge your phone near your bed. Set time boundaries in usage. Use your gadgets thoughtfully. Think about whether you actually need to use your laptop or whether you need to use your phone. Is there any work really, or just using it mindlessly? Do you really need to watch TV, or you'd rather go for a walk or even take a nap, which is actually more relaxing, more refreshing?
If you ask an average person, they'll say, oh, I'm on social media for about 10-15 minutes or maybe a little bit more in there. I'm not typically there. But if they start actually analyzing their time, and there are apps and features available on these gadgets, they then come to realize that I was putting so many hours more.
Prioritizing offline relationships and getting a glimpse of what real life offers brings real joy. Try it. लोहा ही लोहे को काटता है. Ever heard of that saying? We'll tell you how it is applicable when it comes to dealing with digital addiction. This report is going to tell you how technology is helping us beat digital addiction.
Story posted. Oh, we're rolling? Wait a minute. Story posted. WhatsApp sent. So much to do, but I think it's a good idea to occasionally disconnect from your smartphone or at the very least from social media. However, the majority of us still need our phones with us so we can make calls and send messages. Of course, you can leave your phone at home when you go out, and in my case, hopefully my cellular smartwatch as well. But the issue arises sometimes when you end up wasting an excessive amount of time scrolling and swiping away on mindless games and apps. Studies have actually shown that if you get addicted to your smartphone, it could possibly affect your relationships, mental health, and productivity. So sometimes it might be wise to take a step back and disconnect or detox from an increasingly connected world. Ironically, technology comes to the rescue here in the form of apps that can aid the process. So we've compiled a special Tech Today list of these apps which can really help you digitally detox and break this addiction for you in a matter of a few clicks. An excellent all-around digital detox app is App Detox. Literally, you can choose which apps you want to limit using this very app. Then you can make specific guidelines. You can decide, for instance, how many times you can open a given app and what time of the day you want access to it. You can view your app usage and completely block particular apps. Cleverest. The goal of Cleverest is to assist you in segmenting tasks. It is simple and straightforward as a user experience. Set a time limit and maintain your focus for that length of time. If you do, your avatar will prosper and expand. The Pomodoro technique, which suggests dividing things into manageable portions to help you stay motivated and focused, is the foundation of this very app. Forest. This app for digital detox won't disable your social media accounts, but rather creates a game-like situation to keep you focused. Open this app, plant a seed, and focus on the task at hand without being distracted by your phone. The timer will then start and your seed will develop into a tree. Your tree will perish and you'll have to start over if you answer your phone before the timer expires. Procrastinators will appreciate this. Additionally, the program encourages you to spend the virtual coins you earn each time you develop a tree, and Forest will actually plant a tree as a result. You'll not only maintain your concentration better, but you'll also be planting new trees in the actual world. You can view your forest, which is exactly what it sounds like, and measure your progress over time. Just like with other top digital detox apps on this list, a virtual forest will contain a representation of each tree you've grown. Continue producing and expanding your forest. One of the best apps available right now for digital detox is certainly Flipped. You can join groups with people and give each other challenges just like on other apps. With this digital detox app, you can customize how much screen time you spend each day. All social networking apps will disappear after the timer expires for the specified period of time, but calls and messages will still be functional. The Flipped app is designed to increase your productivity. For instance, when you're studying for an exam, to improve attention and relaxation, you can use the relaxing soundtracks that are already included with the app. The tunes on the app are lovely, with sounds that range from crackling fires and even mild rain. Number 5. Well, this one isn't an app, but if you use an iPhone, then this is a nifty feature. focus mode. And I'm using it right now. By switching on this mode, you can shut down your work apps for the weekend, turn off notifications when you're working or even sleeping. You can decide when to get email notifications and when you want to take specific calls, etc. It's like a much more effective and specific DND mode that you can use for work or play. Couple that with screen time notifications telling you you've been spending way too much time on Instagram, and it changes the user experience altogether. So there you go, my top 5 ways to ensure technology augments my daily routine but also lets me live under a rock when I need to. That's me signing off, and we hope you stay safe and that these tips come in handy.
That brings us to the end of this edition of Health 360. Some of the tips offered here on digital addiction have been given by the best experts in India. We hope it gives you a sense of direction on how to go about your digital detox. Thank you so much for watching.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.